Hello everyone, welcome to the Phillip Siddiq Show. The Babymakers. We have the director with us and one of the stars, JC and Kevin, because if I try to say their last names, I'm going to slaughter them badly. Welcome to the show, guys.
Like
Tell them your last names and everything.
I like that philosophy. That's
Jay Chandrasekhar.
And I'm Kevin Heffernan. Love it or leave it.
Yeah.
See? The sidekick that you want to have. Now, guys, 4 minutes into the film, I'm already invested.
You are?
Yeah, I'm calling, comes like saying, hey, you gotta come over and watch this movie, because it was just totally a crack up in those first 4 minutes and everything afterwards. So
that's great.
How'd you guys get together? I know we mentioned Broken Lizard Productions or something. How'd you guys get together?
Well, we started a comedy group back when we were 21 and went to Colgate University in upstate New York.
Okay.
And we did shows that were sort of a cross between Monty Python and Saturday Night Live. We'd introduce sketch characters and bring them back like Python did. And then we did short films like Saturday Night Live did. And so we kind of did a show like that. And, you know, it just went well. And so we then moved to New York and reformed as Broken Lizard and started doing shows there and started making more and more short films. And eventually we made a feature film called Puddle Cruiser and followed that up with a film called Super Troopers. After that, we made Club Dread, and then
Beer Fest,
the Slam and Salmon, which he directed, and now that brings us to Babymakers.
Wow. We got directors all in this place. Wow. Where did this idea come from? Because, I mean, a sperm bank, you're thinking you're putting in a positive. That didn't even come into my mind.
I know, it's one of those ideas you're like, why haven't they done this before?
Yes.
But it was a friend of ours, his name's Pete Gawkey, and he's a writer, and he's written, some pretty big titles, and he is a guy who was going through this with his wife. Like, he couldn't have a baby, and they did everything, and they tried everything, and he, came up with this idea when he was doing it of, like, a guy who would go in and steal his sperm bank from a place and do a sperm bank heist. And, he wrote the script, and we read it, thought it was great, and, I don't know, we were like, well, that's a great idea,
Mm-hmm. Now, you starred in it too. Now, how do you, I guess, separate you're the director of the film, plus you have a role in it too?
Well, look, I mean, this time I got to play a character that has an accent. And so when you have an accent, you get to sort of be somebody else. Mm-hmm. So it was sort of easy to sort of step into that other character. And plus, when I act, he watches my performance because he's directed the film too. So it's not, I mean, it's hard, but it's not, it helps to have somebody whose taste you trust watching your performance.
Right. Now, you being a director yourself, your act, because you're one of the main people in the entire film, I mean, how do you make that separation? Because, I mean, I've heard two directors on a set. It's kind of problematic.
Yeah. Well, like he said, we've worked together since we were 21, so it's. I mean, I think we know how to work together. I mean, whether I directed him or not, I have my opinions before that, and we would work them out and talk about them, and but it's a collaborative thing. But he's the guy in charge is the director who's in charge, and you gotta have that kind of structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the note said you shot on 35 millimeter film. Why not digital, like the red Scarlet or the red?
Well, I think those cameras are great. I think though that I've seen a number of films where I don't think that a lot of the older actors look good enough. I feel like there's a little too much detail and a little too much, almost too much reality to it.
Okay.
And so I'm sure they will sort of figure that issue out. But until they do, I don't want to shoot actors who don't look as good as they should, So
Right.
I also love the look of Super 35, and I'll keep shooting until they say no. I mean,
Take it away from you.
yeah.
Yeah, the look of the film is very, very good. Now, your main actor and actresses, I can't remember their names for the life of me, but they were like the main.
Paul Schneider
Yes,
and Olivia Munn.
Yes. How did they get, casted? I mean, because they're perfect. I mean, almost. Well, should I say middle-aged guy or?
He's in his 30s.
Yeah, and he has a hot wife. I mean.
Yeah.
So,
Guy in his 30s. Well, look, Paul Schneider was in the movie Lars and the Real Girl, which is a great indie film. He was on the show Parks and Rec for a while. He was in the assassination of Jesse James. He's a really good actor, and we learned that when we worked with Brian Cox on Super Troopers, we learned that if you put a really good actor in the middle of like a comedy film, it just grounds everything. And Olivia Munn, we became friends with her from her show Attack of the Show. She was the host, and we put her in a film that we produced called Freeloaders, and she just killed it. One scene, she killed it. And so when it came time to do this, I mean, she's just a very bright, very funny, smart, beautiful woman, and you know, we're lucky to have gotten her because now she's in Aaron Sorkin's show, The Newsroom, and now she's in Soderbergh's movie Magic Mike, and it's been really like we've been riding her wave in a weird way.
But I mean, that must make you feel good as a director that you presented something to her, and as I say, her assent, and she said, "Yeah, I'm going to work with these guys."
Yeah. Well, you know, she and her brother bonded over the film Super Troopers. They were at odds, and then they both realized they liked that movie, and then they sat and watched it, and they both said, "Oh, we like each other again." So she was she was anxious to work with us.
And then we put her in the Slam and Sandwich. She was in the Slam and Sandwich.
Oh, that's right. She was in that too.
She did a great scene there too, and we had a great time working with her. So it was like a no-brainer, you know.
Okay. Now there are kids in the film, little infants. How do you control little infants on film? Because some people say you don't work with babies because they're terrible.
You don't control them. You can't.
You can't control them. You just get when you need 3 babies, you get 6 or 9 babies. If one of the babies isn't doing what they do, take out the baby, bring in another baby. It doesn't work. Take out. I mean, just throw babies at the problems.
Now, what can the fans expect to see from this film? Because I know I got so much out of this movie. I mean, it was just incredibly funny. Plus, it was touching too.
Yeah.
That was
There's a little heart in there.
Yes.
So they can get some heart then.
Hey, we love that. We love that.
Heart plus laughs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wild, funny, but you know, romantic and human movie.
Yes, it is. And your character does the swim.
He does a little swim. Yeah.
That was spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, you go, oh,
terrible.
And you start laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Memorable.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I don't want to get that vision out of my head though. The Babymakers, everybody. Go out, check it out. You are going to enjoy it. And of course, you know, the Phillip Siddiq show would not be complete if we didn't do a little fun and games, guys. Well,
oh my God.
Yes.
Yes. Something to take home with you? Is that what it comes down to?
We got that, and we also have the what else? What does my assistant bring us?
Oh yeah. All right.
Who are we gonna put that in?
All right. Let's get on it.
Yes, indeed. You guys, I mean, thank you so very much for being a guest on the show, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Awesome.